have a lot to talk about. The new iPhone XS and XS
Or
Max.
10s. Sorry.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the 10. Look at me. I sound like I'm 5 years behind. But holy cow, that price is crazy. I heard for the best one for the Max, it's going to be like $1,500 American, right? What does that equal in Canadian dollars?
It is $1 shy of $2,000. It's almost like Apple chose to be just under that, like 1,999 Canadian dollars. Like, that's just crazy,
So
Dan.
you're going to spend $2,000 for a phone.
Not me. No.
How
I'm
do you
not
think
going
people are
to.
going to shell this out? Like, that is a lot of money. That's like tuition for one semester at a university in Canada, right? I mean,
Yes, yay for cheap tuition in Canada. It's a little bit more expensive now. But yeah, I mean, that's a lot of money. And, like, how much did you pay for your computer, for your MacBook? I mean,
less than that.
to put that into a phone, I feel like that's just too much. But what's interesting is Tim Cook started defending himself the day after they announced the 10s Max. And this is what he says. He says, most people will make a deal with their phone carrier. And he figures that you pay about $30 a month to your phone carrier for the price of the phone. And then on top of that, they'll add whatever services you're buying from them. And he says, that's only $1 a day. Now, I don't know how Tim Cook does math, but when I broke it down, I thought the average person keeps their phone for 2 years. And I personally keep it a little bit longer, but I think it's probably 2 years. And when I did the math, $1,500 comes out to about $3.70 a day.
That's insane. That's like a
Yeah.
McDonald's meal every day just for your phone, right? Well,
Or a
here's the
super
thing.
grande,
Latte,
expensive
whatever
whatever.
people
Yeah.
drink. I just drink water. I was going to say, though, that is really expensive. And if you think about it, it's a lot like leasing a car, right? Like it seems like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to have this Mercedes and it's only $300 a month. Well, it's not really yours, right? I mean, you drive it off the lot. It's really, you're renting the car from the car company. And you can't do over a certain number of miles, and it's terrible. You're getting fleeced, right? So just like this with the phones, you think it's yours, you drop it in the toilet. Guess what? You're out $1,500 unless you have Apple Care.
Hey, they're waterproof now, so I mean,
Okay.
at least that's good. But just thinking about leasing a phone, I mean, that's ridiculous. Maybe the next step is a mortgage, right?
Maybe we should take out 30-year mortgages. Maybe they'll let us fix the interest rate at 4.5%.
Yeah.
$2,000 is a lot of money for a phone, especially because by the time you pay it off in 2 years, the next biggest thing is going to come out and you're not even going to want it anymore.
So I agree. Now, Dan, I know you love the SE, and I saw this coming. The SE is dead.
Yeah,
So
they're not doing the SE. The iPhone
no.
6 and the 6S is gone.
The 10 is
And
gone too. You
I
can't
think that
even
was
buy the
really,
10.
I think that was wise of them because that's what I was going to do. I don't know about you, but I like to buy last year's model for a cheaper discount. Well, guess what? You can't do that anymore because it's not
No.
there to buy unless you go on eBay, but you can't buy a new one from the source anymore. And that's why they did the R. The XR is basically, or the 10R is basically their answer to that.
So what do you think? You've now seen it. You've seen videos. You probably haven't held one, but since your next phone's going to be an Apple phone, are you happy with the form factor? Now you're going to have to deal with a notch. There's no getting away from the notch unless you buy a 7, which I believe or maybe it's the 8 they're still selling. So
Yeah.
would you go with a clunkier, older phone that's notchless, or a phone that's the exact same height and width, but a little bit thinner and way bigger screen real estate, but you deal with the notch? What do you think?
Oh man, I'm going to have to deal with the notch. I'll tell you what, Matt, 2 days ago, I was dealing with notch hell because I was trying to reprogram my game, my mobile game for the notch, and I thought it would be easy. I mean, I'm sure there's a ton of developers online that have run into the same problem I have using Unity, and then needing to do space at the top for a notch. So I thought it would be an easy fix, maybe a patch I could plug into Unity. That's the program I use to program my games. It took me 6 hours of complicated math. I was doing the Pythagorean theorem from 7th grade just to figure out how to
Seventh grade math is useful.
Yes. Because the problem is all the screens are so different. And it's funny, one thing that we're not talking about is the aspect ratio of the 10 is actually different. It's a little bit skinnier than the other ones. And so all of my tiles for my game wouldn't fit properly on it. Not just the notch, but just the shape of it. If you've noticed the aspect ratio of the iPhones, ever since the 5S, it's always been the same up until the 10. And so everything's really changed. Am I frustrated? Yes. Would I buy a new one? Of course.
Of course. We're going to donate money to the cult of Apple.